Welcome to Sunday's competition here, 2016 National Collegiate Paintball Association Championships. I'm Matty Marshall alongside Kevin Catfish Arcilla, former world champion. And Catfish, what a great tournament we've seen so far.
Yeah.
We had a crazy last game. If you guys didn't get a chance to check out the game last night, as the Knights punched their ticket to get to this game we're about to watch right now. So the first game coming at you here in the semifinals, it's the FAU Owls. They're going to be taking on University of Central Florida Knights, so a little Florida battle here. But what a game that was.
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, one-on-ones, bro. Goes down to
one-on-ones. Yeah, it came down to one-on-ones. Went all the way through the overtime period, and it was Daughtry and Evans that stepped up, winning 2 one-on-ones to get the Knights to this position right here. It was a joy to watch that game.
Oh, yeah,
lots of controversy, too, tons of penalties, and we've seen lots of penalties. There was one of the heroes, the guy that won the second one-on-one to win the game, Evans, man. Evans played really solid for him, too, Catfish.
Yeah, he definitely played real solid. I mean, he had a good game. I believe he was going down the Dorito side for a bit there.
He was kind of all over the place. It was such a wild game that, I mean, guys had to be able to reposition depending on what sort of craziness was happened out there. But Brandon Evans, as we just saw there on the opposite side, getting back to looking at the Knights, we were just looking at, there's Vogel, one of the stars for the Owls, looking at the Knights getting ready to roll. But the Knights were getting production out of Whitney. Whitney had a great game. Also Evans, Zach Daughtry, another guy that won the first one-on-one. And Cyberling also had a pretty good event, and also in that last game. But just, again, the reason why these teams are here is because it's not just 1 or 2 guys. They're getting cross-field production from everybody. We're about to get into this first point. Here we go. On your right, it's going to be the Knights. On your left, it's going to be the Owls. And it looks like Vogel's going to be getting pulled out right away. Thought we might have seen, we were going to see a penalty early here.
Man, it looks like one of the Knights has dropped 2. Looks like we have Robson filling in Vogel's position behind the snake. Looking to get into snake 1 here.
Yeah, and Robson has also been having a pretty good event as well. So here we go. Looks like past the 50-yard line up in that center. I think that is Zach Daughtry with the move up the center, but I think he just got shot in his pack, so he's going to get tapped out.
Robson picked him up coming across that little gap right there.
Evans gets into snake 1, backed up by Whitney.
A little gun battle here, a little gun play.
So I think the early advantage here goes to the Owls by a body.
Yeah.
As they have 4 bodies alive versus the 3 right now for the Knights. And so 1 player, Cat, left alive on that D side of the field.
Yeah. Check out Robson on that position. He has nowhere to go. He has no room. He just looks like...
Well, I think he might have got pinched out of there. The referee's going to check him out. Evans is making moves. Again, the hero from yesterday. He's making moves over here now to Snake 2.
He's still in there. He's in the most awkward position.
Yeah, Robson,
trying to make himself smaller as much as he can.
Robson's having a hard time in that stand-up. You can just see there on your screen. I mean, he's having to suck up into that bunker real tight just to stay alive. We'll see if Evans can do anything with this position here in the snake, but Evans gets his eye dotted out of that snake 2, and that's a bad death for Evans here, as now just 2 players left alive for the Knights in this first game. And there's 10 minutes in each half.
4-on-2 right now. The Knights have a nice spread. At least they can kind of watch each other. We see Robson here making a move into the snake here.
So Robson was able to survive in that bunker while he was getting pinched out, but the guy in front of him died as Evans took the walk. So now Robson, only person in the snake right now for either team. But look at this though. Oh, look at that. Oh, Mr. Consistent.
Yeah.
Ansbrough for FAU played outstanding yesterday for them, but dying out of a spot.
So what, we got a 3-on-2 here. Robson in the snake. We got another back player for FAU in the back over there behind the Doritos. I can't quite see the 3rd player. Looks like
well, there's definitely 2 for the Knights. As I think it's Whitney. Could see who that is over there on
they just shot out the guy on the Dorito side.
Yeah, so this should do it here. Bodies, only 1 body left alive for the Knights.
Oh, dodged Whitney.
Yeah, nothing that Whitney could do in that position.
Now we're 2-on-1. Looks like FAU will be on the board first here. As we got, I believe that's Ryan there, taking the flag all slow, checking himself out. Making sure it's going to be a clean hang here.
Ryan had some points yesterday, too.
Yeah, he did.
But again, that's the reason why these teams are here. The reason why these better teams is because they have deeper rosters of talent. And number 88, Ryan, was he's one of those 2s, those second attackers. Those versatile insert guys are just kind of all over the place. So let's check in with the 3rd member of our broadcast team, Lauren Kelly.
Hey guys, I'm here with Nick Girardi. Now, coming into this match, you guys are fighting for the finals. You won last year at Nationals. Is there any added pressure to be the Florida team to represent Florida going into the finals due to that first place win last year?
There definitely is a lot of pressure to get into the finals to represent Florida, but this is a big rivalry between UCF. We played them last year in I think the semifinals, and we went through and won. So overall it's a friendly match still. We have a lot of respect for UCF and their players.
All right, we'll see if FAU can get into the finals for the second time in a row. Back to you guys.
Yeah, and UCF has been good some years, FAU other years, but yeah, the defending champs. Those Central Florida teams, there's just a lot of good paintball down here. Let's get a chance to look here at the replay. There's Evans in the snake for the Knights, and he's going to head check here towards that center and get caught peeking up over the top of that bump. You see him shaking his head in frustration, knowing, man, it should not be getting shot in that position.
No, not at all, man. He needs to stay alive to be that thorn to turn some guns, especially when they're up on bodies.
Yeah, well, I think we're down a body there. I think that.
Oh no, you're right. They were down a body.
But still, yeah, you're right. I mean, it's when you get into that crucial snake spot. Yes, you want to be productive out of there, but if a couple guns are, you got to be a little careful.
Yeah.
And also, you can see as soon as he poked up. I mean, you want to kind of poke up, head check. That's why it's called a head check. You're just checking quick and then getting back in your bunker. But he pokes his head up and just kept it up for a little bit. And they're on the opposite side of the field. The FAU Owls able to win that point. And even though Ansbra, we started calling him Mr. Consistent because he was just playing so soundly, so it's just solid, fundamental paintball, not making mistakes, not making any crazy moves, but just backing up Gerard over there on the tag team of Gerard and Ansbra was just paying tons of dividends for FAU.
Oh yeah, definitely making it happen over there.
Yeah, on that D side, so that's definitely the crew that they're going to be running here as much as they can. So here on the breakout, taking ground is Gerard on the D side of the field. Conservative breakout in the center. Looks like Ryan gets shot for FAU. Now we're looking at the Knights backfield. Look at that. Back in the open area. And then getting out is Daughtry. And he makes it in clean. But here's our first major of the day. It's going to be on the Knights on that D side of the field. And see who that was trying to get out wide. I don't think that was Whitney.
No.
So yeah, Whitney got shot in that center. So now it's going to be up to Daughtry here in the snake. Snake 1 looking cross field. And he's got a guy in front of him. He might want to head check there. He's going to have to definitely put paint cross field, but no one's watching in front of him right now.
No, we got Robson and signing the Snake 1, matching Daughtry there.
Yeah, see, Daughtry's trying to get a shot on the guy, so he's the referee getting there and checking him out, but Evans dies too, so this should be a quick point. Another quick point here for FAU.
4-on-1, and here in the Snake, yeah, it's not pretty.
So there's a minor on your screen, but I saw a red flag go up. So we'll see if that was a minor or a major here. Daughtry is wheeling and dealing, and they get down. So I think it was a minor. So just a minor penalty assessed, and that was LeMontagne over there. And then, oh, look at this though. Ansbra kind of getting a rough start here,
Yeah,
Catfish.
he is. He's getting a little bit roughed up here.
Not that, but because everyone else is playing so well, they're picking him up. So that's 2 early deaths there for Ansbra. He's going to have to tighten things up here. But still, 2 points for the Owls. Knights getting a little bit of a slow start, and it looks like. So we see a minute 13 on that penalty, but we saw one of their players come out of the box. Did they get 2 penalties?
I saw a red flag. There was a red flag. I didn't see a yellow flag. I definitely saw that red flag go up and saw a player run in there, but I didn't know there was a second one in there. Crazier things have happened so far with the flags.
Again, if you didn't get a chance to see that last game yesterday, oh my lord, it was UConn versus Central Florida, and that was the most entertaining paintball game that I've seen this year.
Yeah.
No joke. All the NXL first NXL event and all the Millennium Series, that was the most entertaining game I watched in 2016. So you can see here it's the penalty. So let's see where it comes. The referee's in there already called him out. So he must have got shot as he started to make his move. And if you're hit and you're pushing forward, call yourself out, you're going to draw that penalty.
Yeah, that was a red flag. I mean, I don't know if they had a minor thrown down them as well.
I think that was Evans that got that. Was that Evans got that penalty?
It might have been.
So it looks like we got a little bit of a timeout here as it looks like UCF's having problems with their air system down in the pit. So there's Dempsey getting ready to roll. So let's check in here with Lauren Kelly.
Thanks, Maddie. It was the UCF player that was in the home bunker during that last point who got the major. He was shot in the leg and playing on, so they'll be starting a body down.
Oh, a leg shot. Those are tough ones to get penalties on. But those are ones you should feel. It's tough, though.
Well, I mean, you could also slide and smash a paintball into your knee because there's millions of them on the floor right now in front of the bunkers that you're trying to slide in. But I mean, the likelihood of that not rubbing off as a slide, that's very unlikely.
Yeah. So the penalty bug here has caught the Knights. But yesterday the Owls, they got penalized, but not as crazy as some of the other teams, Catfish.
Yeah, no.
They had 2 penalties in each one of their games. That's not crazy. 2 penalties. I mean, I'd take that if I'm a coach, and that's all we got. 2 penalties per game. With the way the penalties have been thrown this weekend, I'm okay with that.
That means your squad's doing good and they're listening and not, trying to push the envelope as much as some of the other teams.
Well, Rodson kind of lost a gasket in that first match they had. Remember, you had spoken to him, say, "Hey, look, guys, the refs are tight out there. This event. That's it's just the way it is. It's like having an umpire with a tight strike zone. You got to know the strike zone. So just you got to know how the referees are reffing out there. They're calling everything in the book right now. So just play tight, play clean. Definitely. And if you get hit, don't talk after you're dead. Don't give a referee a piece of your mind." And he didn't listen to you.
The best part is right before his match is when I was like, "Hey, man, watch out. The refs are just looking for a reason to throw the flag, Be careful, just walk off the field." And he was like, yeah, I got this, we got this. Boom, happens. And then when he came up, he looked at me and I was like, "Yo, it's electric time, come here. Let me talk to you for a second. What did I tell you?" And he was trying to explain stuff. I was like, no, what did I tell you? He's like, "Yeah, you're right. Don't argue with them, man. They're looking for an excuse."
Yeah, so
I didn't say anything, man.
Yeah, he definitely said something. we could see. The camera sees it. So let's check in again with Lauren.
UCF just got another fresh minor penalty there for number 7 entering the field without a barrel sock. So now they will be starting 2 bodies down for this next point.
Oh, well, again,
check their socks and shoes.
Look, UCF, that's stuff they can't be making mistakes on. Yeah, we could talk about that penalty all we want and say, "Oh, they're going to throw that penalty." Yeah, that they've been throwing that penalty all weekend long. You should know by now.
Yeah.
We're in the semifinals. You're down by 2.
Yeah, you got to dance. Come on.
Yeah, come on. This is it right here. You're trying to defeat the defending champs to move on to the finals to play the winner of Liberty and Texas A&M. Texas A&M a big favorite in that game. Liberty no slouches themselves, but with the roster that Texas A&M brought, they have 2 players from the AC Dallas camp, and they also have Cam McCarty on their squad as well. And Cam McCarty used to play pro with Houston VCK. So, lucky for Texas A&M that some dominant, high-level paintball players are going to their school full-time, so they're able to make a run here for this national championship.
And it's all the experience that they're soaking up right now from those guys being the veterans on that squad. But, don't get it twisted. Just because you got 3 players, not those 3 players are winning every single point, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
The other players on the team are contributing, and they're winning big points as well,
Which is why they've only lost 3 points.
Exactly. And it's funny because a lot of these teams are like, "Oh, we're playing this pro team." And it's like, no, dude, you're playing one guy. If you guys are afraid of one guy, then I don't know what you're doing out here playing paintball, man.
Yeah. So it looks like the clock going here. About 20 seconds to go before the start of this next point. Knights, even with this penalty, they need to whip those. It looks like see if they have 2 penalties. I think they do. They got the fresh minor, and they had the major from before. So it was a major. Yeah, they're going to be starting with 3. So best case scenario for them, hopefully get a kill and keep it close on the body count. Keep your 3 bodies alive, and then just get that time off the clock. Get your guys back and keep it close. Don't let the Owls run up a bunch of points here. So start with a huge deficit.
Oh, Ansberg.
And that's just what, so Ansberg's having a tough time here. That's 3 early deaths, 3 points in a row, and they lose Vogel. So this is best case scenario right now for the Knights. Oh, they lose a body too.
Robin filling out where Vogel got shot out of, and he's trying to keep them out of the snake here.
Yeah, Ryan in good position up in the center, and you'll see, there's only 2 bodies. Looks like Daughtry picked him up, but they've got, another body. I think Daughtry got a kill on the player coming up on the D side, so Daughtry's going to go in the snake, so this is good. They're going to get that body back here pretty quick from that minor.
They're going to flip the script on the Owls right now. Look at there's 2 out players, one in snake one, and then the other one at the wall.
I think it's, so right now for the Knights, it's, Daughtry doing a lot of work. There is another player left alive, and I can't see who that is. I think it might be Dempsey.
The snake?
Or on the D side. And then they get,
coming out.
They get Cyberling out, but Cyberling gets, smoked as soon as he takes 1 step out. And they're going to get that major out too here in a couple seconds.
Oh, man.
That was a big kill for FAU there, right there.
Here it comes. Oh, looks like he made it in. Yes, he did.
Be careful. No, he's out. So Daughtry moves up though as they try to shoot the bodies.
Yeah.
Oh, he almost gets a shot on Ryan. Ryan goes right to the 50-yard line.
Oh my God! They just flipped the script on the Knights here.
Daughtry eats a 1-on-1. Daughtry brought to a one-on-one. Daughtry has 3 confirmed kills here, and now it's a one-on-one. And he won a one-on-one already last night. And it looks like
second one.
Daughtry, Catfish, pulling off 3 confirmed kills for Daughtry. He might have got the 4th out there too. And what a huge turn of events for the Knights. They're down by 2. They only started this point with 3 guys, but Zach Daughtry heads over to the Snake, and it just locked into some gunfights. Got at least 3.
Oh yeah, at least 3 is being checked out here. Be sure that that's a clean point.
What an awesome point by Zach Daughtry.
Looks
So
like we're good.
Zach Daughtry, you know, and again, also a crazy story with Zach Daughtry. Last year after Nationals, he almost he was at work and almost cut his big toe off. He got ran over. Yeah, got ran over in an accident. He worked in a machine fabrication factory, and he showed me pictures of it. Man, it was gruesome. And the doctor told him when he first went in, he's like, "There's a good chance we're gonna have to amputate your big toe."
Yeah.
So you know, the fact that he almost had his big toe amputated less than a year ago, now out here just still stunting on people.
The hero from yesterday, maybe one of the heroes, him and Evans.
Yep, him and Evans definitely in those one-on-ones. So right now it's a game. 2-1 is the score. But did the Knights get another penalty? Is there a penalty on the last player on the D side of the
It
field?
looks like it on the screen, my friend.
Good
Looks
Lord.
like it.
I mean, you think they would have learned from yesterday, right?
Yeah, you know, you would think, but unfortunately, I don't think they did, because that's a second major on them today, isn't it? Let's see. We got some of the owls coming out right now.
Yeah. So you know, the Knights with 6 penalties yesterday. You think they would have got the memo, but apparently not. So that's Vogel. Oh, he got bounced. Did he get bounced?
No, that was Tank.
Yeah, on his. So
There's the penalty right there.
So coming out of the box, and that's how that body got pulled. Yeah, so they did get a major penalty, so it really was up to Daughtry. And the Daughtry repositioning here and gets that shot on Ryan. So what an awesome job by Zach Daughtry. I mean, he won 3 gunfights in a row to save that point for them. So here's the penalty count already. And we just got going. I mean, we're barely halfway through the first half. FAU playing clean, but it's a close game. But now the Knights forced to start with 4 again.
Oh man, another advantage goes to the FAU.
Yeah, that's 9 total penalties here for the Knights in not even 2 games. It's a game and about a game and a quarter. So they got to tighten it up here, man.
Yeah, it looks like Amber just having a rough one this morning, coming up first off his team right now.
Yeah, we might have to take away his Mr. Consistent nickname.
Yeah.
That's 4 early deaths for Ansbra. And it looks like Evans takes the walk as well, Kat.
Yeah, it looks like another player over here for FAU is taking the long walk of shame. Look, if we got a Vogel into the Snake 1, and Robson behind him. Oh, and shooting out the wall.
Yeah, Dempsey getting shot trying to make a move up there in the center, and this looks
Oh my God! No one's gonna catch this guy. Oh, Vogel.
Did he get Vogel?
Yeah, Vogel caught one in the grill.
He did catch Vogel.
One. Yeah. Robson getting caught too. Wow, he just shot 3 players. He shot Vogel, Ryan, and Robson.
I think that might be Evans. So another power play victory, or a down body victory here, as FAU was on the power play, squandering another opportunity. And FAU, this is when you get back in the pitch and you're like, what are we doing out there? We just lost a 3-on-5, and now we lost a 5-on-4. What is going on here? But the Knights, Catfish, still 43 seconds left on that major.
Yeah, definitely. There's still a lot of time on that major. You can still get a couple key kills off the break and still put them to a decimate in body count.
Well, you know, yesterday, Andrew Goto, he was not here for their last match.
Oh, he was?
And that was Goto that stepped up. And I talked to Daughtry about that. He had to miss the game. I can't remember what the excuse was. But he wasn't here for that last game. And he said he's one of our best players as we're watching the replay here. But yeah, Goto able to get up there on the D side, and just like Daughtry, puts the team on his back to stay here in this game, even though they still have that penalty.
Dempsey trying to get across and getting smoked.
So it's all tied up here, 2 apiece.
And we got Daughtry coming out here, taking that walk to the starting gates here.
Yeah, so we got 3:02 left here in this first half. It's all tied up. We're going to be right back after this.
Everything you see at the tournament is just the surface. What you don't see is the sacrifice, all the lost friends, angry girlfriends, and missed work. We pour every ounce of grit, determination, and energy that we have into this game every week leading up to the event. We drill, scrimmage, and we travel all over the globe just to chase the thrill of winning the next tournament. But there's a fine line between winning and second place, and that's why we choose GI Sports.
Welcome back. UCF and FAU are tied right now for this first finals match, 2-2. Zach Daughtry is one of the leaders on this team, and he definitely is very frustrated about the silly penalties that they've been getting. Every time players come off the field, he's saying, mask on, barrel stock on, no swearing. He's trying to remind all of his teammates not to make any of those small mistakes, because if they play 5-on-5, he thinks they can easily get this win.
Well, that's a good point. I mean, look at this. They've been playing down bodies for the past 2 points, and it's tied. So, yeah, if they can play 5-on-5 and they lose a body here trying to get out on that D side from that center. So, still a body in the box, doubling up in that back center, rolling their guns here. And you see the move for the Owls up in the center, shooting towards the snake. And here's the view from the back line on the D side for the Owls. FAU trying to get some momentum back here. After losing Catfish 2 bad high body situations that they for sure should have won.
Looks like we got Andrew making a move. It looks like we got a Knight coming up to the wall. Robson making it to the wall.
Oh, and Daughtry, nice move to take out that wall. So Zach Daughtry, the leader for Central Florida, able to get up in there and get a shot on the thorn in their side. And they get a body out of the box.
He makes it. He makes it across.
Yeah, Whitney trying to get out wide. Shows us that's a hard spot to get to.
Oh, Robson getting grilled up.
Robson pointing across the. Oh, he's yelling at his coach.
Yeah.
So Robson feel like he got some bad information, screaming at his coach as he comes off.
Some bad intel.
And here comes now the Knights getting into Snake 1.
We got Ryan trying to defend the snake for FAU. I don't know if he knows that they got into Snake 1.
I don't think he does, Cap, because he was shooting towards the D side now.
Oh, he has no idea.
Oh, but did Ryan get that shot? Somebody dying from their bunker on that in the stand-up temple for the Knights. That's going to make Whitney's life a little bit harder in here because they're going to be able to focus more guns on him. And at least Ansbrough for FAU stayed alive here in this point after 4 bad points for Ansbrough. Might have to take his nickname away.
It looks like it's a 3-on-2 advantage FAU Owls. Oh, making that last. Oh, getting the smoke going to the Doritos.
Yeah, Evans running to his death over there, leaving just Whitney in the snake, and he's going to get bunkered out of here pretty soon. As soon as they figure out where he is, Ryan's going to drop the hammer.
Yeah, Whitney's going to feel some pain here.
Yeah, Ryan's one of those guys that loves dropping the hammer on the last player. We saw him do that a bunch yesterday.
Oh, scalped him. Ryan will take that scalp.
So good solid point there by the Owls to utilize the power play that they were on, get into good positions, and there is Richard Ansbrough, who is going to be hanging that flag up here. Doesn't need to do it as the Knights concede the point. So just 44 seconds left to go here in this close match in the semifinals to see who will be heading to play the winner of Liberty and Texas A&M to win this championship here. So
Ryan had definitely had a good game there, making some moves, trying to keep them out of the snake. But Whitney definitely weaseled his way in there. Couldn't get that.
Well, it was good for, if you're an FAU fan, to see Ansbrough play consistently in that point, because him and Gerard over there on the D side, they were huge for FAU to get him to this spot. I mean, yeah, they have Vogel over here, they have Ryan, but the consistency on that D side really allowed the guys in the snake in the center to see the run all the way up in the center, and then Daughtry's going to come through and get him eventually on his tippy toes, playing out of there's Rodson.
Oh,
man,
just wearing in the grill. Why didn't you tell me he was there?
Yeah. As soon as he got shot, turns right around.
And takes Whitney's scalp right here.
Well, Whitney was just, he was the last guy left alive, looking at 3 bodies. So with under a minute to go before the start of this next point, and only 44 seconds, Catfish probably going to see a pretty aggressive game plan here. Or do you think the guys are just going to get out their spots and try to whittle that time down and go into halftime?
I think they're going to try and get a point. I mean, why not? I mean,
well, if you're the Knights,
44 seconds left.
When they finally, again, they're so plagued with penalties.
It's true.
The Knights really struggling here, playing not only against the Owls, but also against themselves with these little mistakes they've been making. So sent out Cyberling, Dempsey, LeMontagne, Whitney, and looks like Daughtry is already out, and that's pretty much been. They've had a couple guys going in and out. But, we don't see Evans out there, but Cyberling's been very productive as well. So here we go on the breakout. So conservative breakout, no one really going out wide for the Knights. They send 2 bodies though up in the center, so they're definitely trying to score a point here quick. They shoot a body on that D side. They still have 2 up in there. One of them gets smoked, trades out. So Cyberlink's still alive up there. He goes past the 50-yard line. Just 25 seconds to go.
2 dropping. Looks like Robson dropping over here for Liberty. Oh.
Yeah,
we
we
have
just
Vogel,
Ansbra.
too.
Ansbra is going to get a major penalty. So Ansbra getting shot in his loader, continues to shoot, gets a penalty. He was right in front of the referee, so mistake there by Ansbra. And that flag gets hung with 15 seconds left to go. One of the quicker points that we have seen in this tournament. And the Knights are a scrappy bunch.
Yeah. There's another point on the board.
Well, it's like I said, this is a scrappy team, man. Even though they've been getting penalties, they've been fighting through it. Individuals, you know, yes, paintball is a team sport, but at the end of the day, it really does come down to which individuals are going to come out and actually produce. And across the board right now for the Knights, you know, they got Daughtry out there. He's had some, you know, he saved one of their points.
Yeah, definitely saved one of their points.
Evans. And just, you know, again, they're getting a lot of production from not just their starting five, but even some of the other guys that are getting in there too, which bodes well for the future here in the second half, if they can stay out of that box.
Yeah, that riding, you know, you ride the lightning, eventually you're going to get zapped.
Yeah, so, but couldn't be closer. All tied up at 3 here, heading into the second half. I don't know. I just feel like FAU just looks a little flatter than they did yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, they played twice yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to knock them too hard. I mean, Ryan, the body language, you can always tell by the body language, but they're just not getting the production on the D side of the field out of Ansbra and Gerard that they were yesterday. And they're still getting production out of their snake side, which is why they have points on the board, but just really haven't seen Gerard and Ansbra, particularly Ansbra. You know, we were calling him Mr. Consistent yesterday because he played almost a flawless day of paintball yesterday, but today just really struggling and getting that major penalty. So you could see coming around and stitching up in that center.
Yeah, definitely. And you got to also remember this. I mean, these guys are both from the same area, so they've got to practice each other once in a while, you know, and they got to know how each other plays. So, I mean, it's just going to be a back and forth battle right now.
Yeah, lots of respect between these two squads. So let's check out this replay here. So on the breakout, you see that's Robson running all the way up from the center. And he's going to come around and see the 2 bodies coming for the Knights. And he puts a guy in. He's going to wrap around as soon as he's able to put that guy in. And sees a body right in front of him. And let's see, gets a shot on him. That's a pretty clean bang-bang play. You can see him kind of looking at the referee, hoping to get a penalty. And there is Zach Daughtry, the leader for his squad, pumping up Cyberlane. And then their coach coming out to talk to him. So it looks like timeout has been called. So we are going to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
To play well at a tournament, you have to make a lot of good decisions. But making the right decisions doesn't start the day of the tournament. It starts every single time you step on the practice field and practice until you can't practice anymore. And only when you feel like you've given your preparation everything you've got, you can trust yourself to make the right decisions on the field. And then you get the chance to win. And that's why we choose GI Sports.
Get back to the action here in just about 33 seconds. You see that fresh major on the Owls coming from Ansbra on that back. And that's a tough one in the sense that he did get shot on the front of his loader, but it was right in front of a referee. The hit was massive, and he kept blazing his gun. That is going to be a textbook penalty right there.
Oh, definitely. You can see Vogel here, and you see Ansberg over there. I mean, like you said, a rough start today.
And it's close, but it's close because the Knights got so many penalties. Now we're going to see how FAU can fight through a penalty here in just about 4 seconds. And only 15 seconds left here in this first half, so we very well could see this point just get burned off. And, I mean, it looks like the Knights are trying for it. A really conservative breakout for the Owls, but the Knights running 2 bodies up into the center. They both get shot. Here comes Daughtry. Daughtry doesn't even have a pack on, and he shouldn't because there's not a lot of time left in this first half. So, hey, man, the Knights, definitely, like I said, a very scrappy team, not content to just sit back and burn off 15 seconds trying to utilize that power play, try to score a quick point, but 15 seconds is really on the edge of possibility as far as time is concerned, as far as how much time you can score a point in. We have seen 20-second points out there, but still, they died going forward. Love to see that. So they're going to be pretty pumped here heading into this first half, as close as this is with all the penalties that they got. And it looks like Lauren is with Zach Daughtry right now down in the pit.
Thanks. I am here with Zach Daughtry. Zach, you guys are tied 3-3 moving into this second half. You are a leader for this team, and I hear you telling your teammates not to make those stupid mistakes that have been costing you those penalties. How frustrating has it been for you this weekend? You have had so many close matches, maybe because of those penalties.
Absolutely. It's incredibly frustrating. I mean, we've got great guys that can play great paintball. The skills are there. We have the game plays. FAU is a great team, don't get me wrong, but I think we can really compete with them, and the score shows. But those stupid penalties, I mean, like pulling your barrel cover off, or not having your barrel cover on before you come off, we know better than that. And it's just something we got to fix. I thought we'd learn from yesterday, and apparently not. But hopefully we turn around this second half and bring it back.
Well, even though they got those penalties, they came back. When you guys were down bodies, you still managed to battle it out and win those points. So we'll see if they can take the lead here in the second half.
So stick with us here. More action coming at you from the semifinals of the 2016 NCPA Championships. We'll be right back.
This is a supernova. The death of a star. Of the movement of Mercury around the sun. That's the innermost planet.
They have their weapons. We have ours. Nothing can stop us. Kryptonite.
They're amazing, aren't they? They inherit the traits of the minerals around them. Kind of like a son inheriting the traits of his father.
Six pillars of solid crystal, which are soft minerals made of hydrogen sulfate. The planet, the time of the shogun is all hail the mighty emperor.
Pulsars are what's left over after a massive star collapses at the end of its lifetime.
Daddy, let me know what he's doing. What he's doing.
Getting to this second half action here. First semifinal matchup between the FAU Owls and the UCF Knights here at the 2016 National Collegiate Paintball Association Championships. You can see there on your screen, these teams have switched sides. There was the FAU Owls in their Sunday Reds, and the UCF Knights rocking the same jerseys they've been wearing all tournament long. And on your screen, getting ready to roll with their starting five. Getting into this second half, it's all tied up at 3. The Owls, though, going to be starting with Richard Ansbrough in the penalty box. He's having a bad game for them. So right now...
Yeah, it looks like we got Vogel coming in behind the snake for his team, trying to get in there. Oh, looks like Ryan getting shot out for the Owls. And we get it's just terrible moves being made
there
right
goes
now.
Robson. So this is a really good point, it looks like right now for the Knights, and they are storming up here. Whitney in really good position. Was that Daughtry in good field position here and on your screen, past the 50-yard line. He's going to wrap around, and they're putting a hurting on the last player left alive for FAU. And also, really could be pushing up on that D side. They don't need to do it though, because there's the last player. Yeah, still one player left alive. He was in the stand-up in the blue section of the field. So pretty perfect point right now for the Knights. They didn't lose one body. That's how you execute a power play right there.
Definitely.
Starting 5-on-4. They survived the break. When you're 5-on-4, you really got to try to get out alive. I mean, you're always trying to get out alive, but that's the only way you can really work that power play. And they just did flawless shooting those lanes. Perfect point right there from the Knights. Score now 4-3. And let's check in with Lauren.
Thanks, Maddie. Number 42 on FAU, Vogel, has been playing for FAU for 6 years as he's been in college. This is his last chance to get another win before he's done with the team. So he is really hoping that they can pull the lead back here and take it for his last year on FAU.
Yeah, he's the super duper senior.
Yeah, working on that 7-year term.
Is he a doctor?
No, he's. I talked to him. He's in some sort of engineer. And he just got his master's and on all the shenanigans, and he's pretty happy about that.
Yeah, we have seen Vogel out here as a huge contributor for FAU, as they've been successful. So he can't really say, hey, we've never won a title while I was on the team. I mean, it's a very successful team here in Collegiate Paintball, fighting for the right to get to the final. But, you know, they don't look as good as they did yesterday. And the Knights, you know, they had a really hard battle. The fight that we saw yesterday afternoon against yesterday evening, pretty much as we saw against UConn, that was the best paintball game I have seen all year long.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he won a title already, and he has a master's. I think he's winning right now.
Yeah, so we'll see if Vogel and the rest of the crew from the FAU here can tighten it up. They need to get Ansbrough out of that box, and they need him to play like he did yesterday. Ansbrough played pretty much flawless paintball yesterday. I only saw him die early, I think, once in the games that we watched him play. And he was just so consistent over there, always rolling his gun, always in the perfect position. And the guy in front of him, Gerard, was also getting tons of kills. We really haven't seen them play that well on that D side of the field. I mean, yes, this game is still close, but it's close because, you know, the Knights got tons of penalties early. FAU just went flat. When they should have hit the gas, they hit the brakes, and now they're having to work through their own penalty.
Yeah. Oh, man, looks like it. FAU is losing players at will. Bull coming out blocking as well. Another one.
Yeah, and the Knights are just taking full advantage of this power play. Shooting bodies off the break. They're going to try to close this one out quick, though.
They haven't lost a body yet. They're, what, 5 strong right now, I believe?
Yeah, referee checking out Whitney right behind Daughtry. He's clean.
Yeah.
So yeah, Cat, so still 5 players alive.
Daughtry looking to make a move into the snake here. Looks like he's losing his coach. Looks like we got one of the Knights coming up to the wall.
Yeah, Cyberling with the big move all the way from the back center up to the center 50 wall. They're only looking at 2 bodies right now, and FAU is going to get get Ansbrough out of that penalty box here in just a few moments. So we'll see.
Will he make it out though? It doesn't look like he's going to make it out.
Oh yeah, they are peppering, and he didn't even get a half a step out of there before he got murdered.
Yeah. Looks like there's a judge coming around. Oh, he came all the way from the other side of the field.
Getting a look at
Dykes
in the corner. Dykes trying to get as small as he could back there, and yeah, the referee ran all the way from the back corner. Cyberling runs to take out the last player. He gets taken out, not going to matter. Still 4 bodies alive for the Knights. The point conceded by the Owls, and a 2-point lead for the UCF Knights right now, and they're looking good.
They're looking really good right now. Taking full advantage of those penalties. The time that they had left on that major. I mean, getting 2 quick points up on there.
Well, it was one.
Well, not quick, but I mean, they took full advantage of that.
Well, they did, and the issue at stake here is that we were going to see if the Knights were going to break early. When they got all those penalties, I was wondering, okay, well, what's this going to do to their mental fortitude? Or this is when they roll over and let the Owls just spin off a bunch of points. But no, they didn't do that. They won those points when they were down by. They won a 3-on-5. They won a 4-on-5. And then they kept it close. They got through that penalty issue they had. Haven't really had much of a penalty issue at all since then. FAU gets a penalty, and that's how you execute power plays right there.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
The Knights are just, they got, like, it's like Daughtry said when we had the interview with Lauren. Let's stop these little mistakes we're making. We have good game plans. We know we have some good players. We can match up with this team, and this is, you know, that Central Florida rivalry here, which we've seen. You know, this team played each other last year in the semifinals to get to the final game. FAU prevailed then. So yeah, I mean the Knights look really good, but this game is not over. We still have just under 8 minutes to go. A lot more paintball to be played here.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they're riding that high right now from that victory yesterday. That was a battle yesterday. So I mean, you know,
what do we always say about that? We always say if the team that gets in the fight is probably going to prevail on Sunday, potentially because they were tested.
Yeah.
And if you can make it through it, it's huge for your confidence levels.
Yeah, definitely. You got to be tested on the rounds before, you know, that way you're not making any mistakes. You know, if you play a team that's a little bit slacked off, you know, you tend to just make mistakes.
Yeah, and you can see there Dykes in this replay in the little cake in the back bunker. I mean, it's a really hard spot to play. We haven't seen really anybody play well out of those little bunkers of death. And there Dykes had to get to the, he got stuck in there because everyone else died around him, so just not able to make it out of there. So you look at this run here, UCF on a 3-point run. And now back in full strength, the Owls going all the way to the snake off the break. And they sent Dykes in there, so kind of switching up the crew on this side. And then now Rodson gets right behind him, sidling up in the center. Or no, I think that's Dempsey. Dempsey up in the center for the Knights.
Audrey coming up to the snake tower. Looks like we got the wall player coming around on D side.
Yeah, we're looking over the corner on the D side. That is Dempsey up in the center for the Knights. And there's Dykes in snake one, trying to keep Dempsey from coming around here on that snake side.
We got everyone that's still 5 strong both sides. Oh, I think Rocky just took one to the back of the grill, back of the dome.
Well, he hasn't shot his gun yet, so if he says it's not going to be a penalty, and he comes off a little bit of cramp. Uh-oh, I hope Robson's okay. Yeah, Robson limping off here.
Oh no, that's not good.
Yeah,
He's
that's
one of their starters here.
Yeah, that's not going to help their comeback chances if Robson is hurt. Yeah, Robson is still gimping off the field right now. He's trying to walk off whatever's wrong with him.
Looks like we got Daughtry into the snake. Oh, we got two Knights coming off from the Dorito side. Looks like the Dorito side just got blown, but they have the wall to keep the safety valve.
That was either Ryan. I'm not sure if that was Ansbra or Ryan, and Ryan comes try to get out wide and get into the stand-up. You think he might have caught one. No, he gets out clean. It's a nice displacement for Ryan over there on the D side. Again, Ryan is all over the place for the Owls. He's played tons of different spots. Dykes is doing a good job in the snake here.
You got Dempsey on the wall for the Knights trying to make something happen, trying to catch someone slipping here on the D side.
We'll talk about slipping though, Catfish. Man, you know, to the Knights, just throwing those 2 bodies away that they had and squandering a high body situation, which is what's, you know, winning those high percentage plays is what the Knights have been doing well here in the second half of this match.
Yeah.
And right now it's a much closer point here because it's 3-on-3, just better field position for the Knights.
Yeah. Let's see what we got here. Still got not even a spread, but like we got Dempsey up at the wall, trying to keep the Owls at bay on the Dorito side. We got Hansberg still alive in the back, and we got Daughtry. Ooh, sliding in the snake one.
Daughtry had he barely avoided getting shot by Dykes.
We got Dykes head checking the center.
So, close point right now, Catfish. Yeah. Whoever gets the next kill is most likely going to win this point.
Oh man, Dempsey looks snake side, and that's when the Dorito player for the Owls makes a move and eliminates him as he comes back to D side.
Yeah,
not prepared for that move.
That's the move right there so far here in this point, and I think that was Gerard.
Oh, as he eliminates the back player, and now it's just Daughtry with his head in the dirt right now, and the snake left alive for the Knights.
So what we're talking about, Kat, Gerard getting going on the D side, right?
Yeah.
As soon as he gets going on the D side and gets a couple kills, what happens? And also the bodies came off on that D side before, so it was really Gerard and Ansbra on that center, and also Ryan. So couldn't see where the kills came from Ryan or if they came from Gerard over there on that D side of the field, but that is what the Owls needed. Keep this one close. They're still down by 1, as long as the hang is clean, which it is. So with 4 minutes and 50 seconds to go, we got ourselves a 1-point ball game here. This game brought to you by Empire Paintball and Kissimmee Sports. So it's good to see, if you're an FAU fan, to get Ansbra playing playing that consistent paintball that we saw him displaying all day yesterday and on Friday.
Yeah, there you see him on the screen there, coming off the field, getting ready to be reloaded. Looks like they're starting to fight back here, huh, Matt?
They are fighting back, keeping this one close.
Hey guys, as you saw, Robson was limping off the field after or during that point. He's walking around now. He popped his knee out of the socket. He immediately fell to the ground and was massaging it in a lot of pain, obviously. But he got up, it popped back into its spot, and he immediately started laughing. So he will probably be going back on the field to play. Actually, he's walking on the field right now.
Hey man, it's a tough kid.
Warrior right there, son.
Yeah,
Warrior.
well, he's hyped, man.
Yeah.
You know, you can tell by the intensity that he's displayed on field the entire tournament how much that guy wants to win this tournament.
This is true.
You can see there, that was the closing seconds on that replay when FAU scored the point. So, you know, both teams have 5 bodies right now. And there's Robson coming on the field, and looks like he looks pretty good. He's not limping at all right now.
I don't see him going too far now because he was coming in the snake, you know. I don't see him after what just happened really that far, but I mean, who knows?
I don't know though, man. I mean, he looks like he's pretty good. He's, you know, doesn't look like he even has quite not even a little baby hitch in his step. I mean, he looks pretty solid right now. And now we're looking at the Knights and their squad. So there's Cyberling number 1 and Whitney. Looks like UCF going to call a timeout. That's going to give these teams a couple more moments here, and this is a good time to call a timeout. You know, only a little less than 5 minutes to go here, so see and get those last-minute talks, talk up the game plan here, get things dialed in. Not a lot of time left here in the second half of the semifinal matchup. We're going to be right back. We are back, a beautiful morning here, Sunday's competition in Kissimmee, Florida for this tournament. And we definitely had a lot of wind and some overcast skies and a bit of rain the first 2 days, but we are finally getting some of that classic Florida weather here, with the exception, there's no humidity, thank God.
Yeah, it's very, very nice right now. This is perfect play ball weather right now.
Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, beautiful skies out, and you know, just a little light breeze, just enough to cool you off when you're coming off the points. And again, you know, we've just fought through the humidity so many years in Florida, and so it's nice to actually come down here. And even though we had to get through 2 days of overcast and some wind, to have a Sunday competition with just pristine weather and not that humidity that saps the strength of these players, as we've seen year after year. Sometimes, man, these guys are puking out there and struggling through trying to play these points, but looks like today it's going to be a gorgeous, gorgeous one here. So right now, so he's going to take this game, see if the Knights can preserve their lead. And the Knights are going to run Cyberling up to that center. And he stops there in the open off that bunker to try to shut down that snake side.
Trying to shoot Dykes.
Yeah, Rodson's in there. So now Cyberling comes off that lane. That's going to let Dykes and Robson have a chance to get in the snake. But Daughtry's over here. They have to gunfight Daughtry in. So Daughtry's now looking towards the D side. No one's really looking towards the snake right now. Robson could definitely make that move. Robson decides to shoot inside. And there's Ansbro on your screen for the Owls. And there's that lineup on the snake. You see the big wall bunker. The body drop?
Yeah, Robson shot that the wall out, making that move to the small temple on their side.
Bad death for Cyberling right there. That is going to allow Robson to get into the snake, and he's going to ask for a check. I think that lane might have got picked up from the D side, and he does get shot all the way coast to coast from that D side of the field. So nice work to contain the aggression of the Owls from the Knights over here on this snake side. And that is going to allow Daughtry to get up. Ooh, Daughtry almost catches one. Daughtry got to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah.
He went to sleep on Dykes in the corner.
Daughtry trying to listen to his coach here.
Yeah, snake 2 is not that great of a spot. When you have somebody out wide on you, it's pretty tough. And yeah, it's another bad death for the Knights on that D side of the field, dying out of a spot. And another one too, so all of a sudden, right there with Kirkhook coming off, getting a spin over there on the D side, he comes off. And they lost another body over there. That leaves just Daughtry.
No one look at D side right now for the Knights.
It's just,
and he gets it to the side of the grill in his ear.
Yeah, so it was just Whitney and Daughtry over here, and now it's just Daughtry and Daughtry. And here comes Ryan. God, Ryan loves to do this.
Here it is.
And he's going to drop the hammer on Daughtry, bunker him out, and now we got ourselves a tie game. We expected this one to be close.
Back and forth, baby. Gonna be a bloodbath right here. I mean, the Knights over here coming off a high, but the Owls, no, they're defending champs, you know?
Well, yeah, the Owls finally woke up a little bit. I mean, they did play pretty good, but just not as good as we know that they can play, and that's why this game is the way it is, even though the Knights got a ton of penalties in the beginning of that match. Again, Knights a very scrappy paintball team, so FAU doing a good job of winning some gunfights in that last point, and the Knights, when you got a lead, man, you got to get in your spot and stay alive.
Oh yeah, and this is all for bragging rights as well, man. You want to be able to call your homeboy on the team and be like, hey man, remember the time you guys almost won and we beat you?
Well, particularly for the Knights, because the Owls, they prevailed last year, took out the Knights, went in, won the championship, and now the Knights, they want to do that exact same thing here to FAU here in 2016.
Yeah, definitely. I talked to one of the Knights yesterday, and they were like, why not us? They did last year, now it's our turn.
So here we go, as we see. There was Dykes, who's been getting the spins over here and doing a good job of staying alive and playing smart. And there was poor Zach Daughtry. You can see Ryan comes in, perfect run, just right down the highway. That's the inside part of the snake, call that the highway. It takes out Daughtry, and Daughtry's going to get up and probably go in and give teammates a little piece of his mind, saying, hey, when we have the lead, will you please stay alive in your bunkers?
Yeah.
The two guys die on their spots on that D side of the field.
That blew that whole side
open. And then that put Whitney and Daughtry in a really bad spot over here, and they really couldn't do much at that point.
No, not at that point. Not when you have a guy shooting you into your hole.
So right now, here, we are just 20 seconds away before the start of this next one. Under 3 to go, and it's all tied up at 5. So we'll see if these teams can play clean in the closing moments. You know, the Knights, they got those 3 penalties early on in the match, but since then, they really tightened it up. So when Daughtry came in and said, hey, can we just play a little more focused paintball here and stop getting these dumb penalties? And they did.
Yeah.
They're playing clean since then. But FAU, again, they've woken from their slumber, and that's why the game is tied here.
Vogel into the snake, off the break. It looks like he's clean. Look for him to get a crossfield shot. Looking down tape, and now looking, hopefully he gets to the Dorito side over here.
5 players alive for both teams.
There's Robson. Robson is clean, going backing Vogel up.
So better field position right now for FAU as they have a player in Snake 1. They got Vogel in there, and then they also have Robson right behind him. Yeah, so Dietrich, Vogel, and Snake 1. Looks like he might be cleaning his gun a little bit.
Yeah, he was jerking it around. He might have another hopper problem. He had a hopper problem last time, I think. It was Friday when he played?
Yeah, and it happens sometimes when you dive in, maybe break a ball in your loader, take some time to clean it out, or take a core sample.
Break your loader.
That's why you got to dive with that gun up.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like he's working on it right now, trying to MacGyver it together.
So a gun is down right now for FAU. Daughtry gets over here into the snake, backed up by Evans. Those are the 2 guys that won the one-on-ones to get the Knights to this position right now. Last night. Also, looks like GoTo is in a good field position on the red zone on that D side of the field. Again, one of their better players they did not have yesterday afternoon in that tough match in the quarterfinals.
Hopefully we can get Vogel back up and running here for the FAU here.
Yeah, Vogel is still just in mid-surgery with his gun.
Yeah.
There's Daughtry scanning the field, and there's Vogel.
He's working.
He's focused, man. Yeah. He's trying to get that thing to work. Got the hopper off.
Yeah.
And time ticking off, and we may see another overtime here. If you don't see a kill, I mean, there's five players alive on both teams and only a minute to go. If you don't see a kill come in the next 20 seconds, we will be going to an overtime.
You know, Vogel's saying, please work.
Oh, please. But Richard Anspraw gets shot out of his spot, and here comes a big move from Whitney. Whitney goes up into that center, and here comes Daughtry. Daughtry trying to point out. No one's looking at Daughtry. Daughtry gets one, and then he gets smoked down by Robson. We'll see if Evans can get the shot on Robson from here. Evans in good position right now, but outside of that, closing moments here, 40 seconds left to go. Knights on the attack, they're trying to make this happen. There's a move being made though on that D side of the field, and no one's picked them up for FAU. Whitney needs to at least check off on that D side. There he does, he checks off, and I think he's
learned his lesson last time.
Yeah, nice work by Whitney. And it looks like GoTo got shot out of his spot. Couldn't see if he got shot making a move or if he got shot out of his spot, but still GoTo walks off. Just 17 seconds, though, the Knights, and here comes Evans. Evans crawls up. Robson had repositioned for FAU, and here comes Robson now into snake one. Evans sees him make a move. Evans is going to post up. Wow, we're going to see an overtime point. Just 5 seconds left to go.
Robson getting murked right there, but this is an overtime point right here.
Yeah, and he tries to go. Whitney tries to go for it, gets torched, and so we are heading into an overtime period here. Woo! Another one. That's 2 games in a row.
I hope we get a one-on-one on this one. I
so
really
too.
hope we get a one-on-one.
It's so tough to get through 5 minutes of paintball, though, with no team scoring a point, and that's what's going to have to happen in order to see another overtime
you have
one-on-one
so
shootout.
many good players on both these teams that a one-on-one is just. And like you said yesterday, bring out your hero, man.
Yeah.
Bring out your hero.
I love it when it goes to one-on-one. So yeah, 5 minutes we're going to throw on the clock for this overtime period, and that was a close point. You know, both those teams played real solid. Go-To died over on that D side. Couldn't see again if he died making a move or died out of his bunker, but he still died. But what a smart move by Whitney to reposition, get up in that center. That slowed things down for FAU. He even grabbed the flag too, so that would have made extra time for somebody to try to grab that. You can see the summary of the penalties. 3 of those. Penalties 4, ties 3. I mean, it's just, again, very close game here.
It's
been just even the whole game pretty much. So this is what we were expecting. These two teams, this Florida rivalry, we were expecting this to be a close match, and you really can see the desire in these two squads to make it to the finals. FAU trying to repeat here, and UCF going to beat their interstate rivals here to make it to the finals, to play the winner of the next game, which is going to be Liberty and Texas A&M. Texas A&M, big favorite in that match. Texas A&M only losing 3 points this entire weekend so far.
Wow, that's impressive. 3 points.
Yeah, well, I mean, you come into Sunday and you've just been decimating everyone you play in the prelims and through the quarters. That it's one of those things where you want to not come out and play flat and think that, okay, well, we're going to beat this team no matter what. You really need to make sure you're focused. And I don't think that Texas A&M is going to do that, because they do have, experienced tournament players on that team. There's 2 players on that squad coming from the AC Dallas group down in Texas, and such a great story for them in pro paintballs. They came in last year and made a name for themselves. Let's check out this replay here before we get to this overtime point. And it was very unfortunate for FAU that as soon as Vogel slid into his spot, that entire point catfish, his gun was down.
Oh, yeah. He was trying to MacGyver it, trying to wrap it up with duct tape, get his surgical knife out, try and fix the wound, but to no avail, my friend.
Here we go into the overtime point. Is it going to be the Knights or the Owls? We're about to find out. And now there's that, as we get out of that replay. So yeah, so it looks like a good break for both teams. I don't see any bodies walking off. 5-on-5.
That Daughtry making his move to the usual stand-up behind.
So there's the line for the Knights. There's the lineup for the Owls. Again, relatively conservative breakout. There goes Go-To making a move on that D side for the Knights. And he made it in clean into D2. So nice move by him. And that mirrors the move by Gerard for FAU. Gerard, a consistent killer for the Owls on that D side of the field all tournament long. And Gerard makes his move up into the red zone, and he makes it in clean.
Yeah, he does. Looks like FAU into the snake first. We got Dykes sliding in there, as well as Nami Daughtry.
Daughtry might have got caught. Daughtry might have got caught cross field. And he's clean.
We're good. We got Dykes for FAU in the snake, and we also have Daughtry, as you see right there on the screen, in snake. Robson coming to fill in and back up his FAU player in the snake.
We're down to 4 minutes. There's Dykes listening to his group, talk it up, trying to hear those codes and see where the players are. Go-To also made his move into the red zone, mirroring up the move from Gerard. So both the front players on the D side of the field in good field position, and also the same identical position for both Dykes and Daughtry here on the snake side.
Yeah.
Oh, I think Robson just got shot out of his spot by Go-To.
Oh,
Go-To leaned all the way out back off of that mini wall bunker and got the shot cross field on Robson. So what an awesome shot by Go-To.
Yeah. Let's see now, it looks like the Owls are down a player. We got the Knights still content to take this in the shootouts, I hope.
Well, that was a huge kill by Andrew Go-To over there. We'll see if they can utilize this one body advantage that they have.
Yeah.
Still a lot of time left though, 3 minutes, and here comes the move. There goes Go-To up into D3. Gerard's still back there, and he has Anspraw right behind him for FAU. You can see there Dykes trying to lean out and get a better angle on Go-To cross field. And there's the lineup in the snake right now for the Knights and CrossFit. You can see their Go-To in the red zone. And here comes Daughtry. Daughtry almost gets shot again, but stays alive. Living on the razor's edge over here in the snake is Daughtry. Oh, but Go-To gets shot out of his spot. I think that was either Ryan or Dykes that was able to get that crossfield kill.
Might have been Ryan.
And that could slow things down, Catfish. We could see the
definitely.
shootouts. It's now 4-on-4.
Man, these guys. Well, now with Daughtry here, he's just going to try and lock down that tape and not let Dykes come out.
I think Evans might have caught one, though. The referee is checking him out there in the left-hand portion of your screen. No, he's clean. So it is still 4-on-4. I don't really see anyone on that. Where are the bodies on the D side for the Knights, though?
I don't think they have a deep any player.
Evans loses a gunfight behind Daughtry, and that could do it here if they can't get Whitney over. They do. They get Whitney over clean. So now it's 4-on-3 advantage to FAU, and FAU looks like they want to make a move.
Yeah.
On the snake side, Dykes is up and out of his spot. And then you see here as Daughtry on the right-hand portion of your screen in the red zone, playing as tight as he possibly can. He does have Whitney right behind him, and here comes the move. Gerard makes his move, and Gerard gets shot.
Oh, buddy.
On the D side of the field, Gerard tries to come up, and he gets shot cross field. And that evens it up 3-on-3 right now, Cat.
Oh, Hansberg making that move that Gerard couldn't pull off.
Only a minute and 30 seconds to go. Are we going to see another overtime
Hansberg
shootout?
getting shot out.
So Ansbrough gets shot out. So now it's 2-on-3 in favor of the Knights. We'll see if Daughtry tries to make this move. Got to be careful not to get a penalty. He gets a shot on Dykes. He's going to get pulled out.
Yeah.
And are they going to put Dykes back in? They are going to put Dykes back in, and they're going to pull a major penalty on the Knights, and that could seal the deal here.
No.
There's only one player left alive and only a minute left to go. There's
Is it a one-on-one?
No, I think it's a 2. It might be a 1-on-1 actually.
It is a one-on-one,
It is a
son.
1-on-1. So
This'll work. For me, this'll work.
we get our first 1-on-1 here, and I bet Catfish. There's a really good chance.
no,
we're gonna
Dykes
go to
just got
one-on-one.
shot.
Oh, Dykes gets shot
Oh,
cross field.
God.
So that is going to punch the ticket for the Knights.
Oh my God.
No, the point is conceded. You
Save
can't
some
concede the point in the overtime. I mean, it's overtime period. I don't think you can concede the point in overtime. I'm pretty sure it's sudden death.
Is it? We're trying to figure this out right now. You can see
Cyberling is yelling at his guys. Hold on, relax. You see Daughtry it's just talk about a
Mouth,
facial.
yeah.
Daughtry is literally spitting paint out. His face is completely covered from that face shot that he took on the run through. But and drawing that major penalty. So unfortunately for the Knights, they did get that major, but I'm pretty sure it's a sudden death overtime.
Yeah, I think that's game, right?
Pretty sure. I mean, the referees are talking it up right now. So, I'm pretty sure it's a sudden death overtime period.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm looking like the Knights are going to move to the finals here. We'll see. Over the years, it's been sudden death overtime.
Yeah,
so,
it's always been like that.
Yeah.
Right?
And then if you can't get a winner, then it goes to the one-on-one shootouts. And we came down to that one-on-one. Who was alive? It wasn't Go-To alive over there. I couldn't see who the last player left alive on the D side was for the Knights.
No,
See who
I
it
don't
was?
think it was Go-To. I think he got.
No, Go-To got shot
yeah.
earlier. Go-To got a kill across
Yeah.
field. Remember that awesome shot he came over, pulled way out of his spot and got that crossfield shot. But so we're looking at here so you can see who this is. So there's Gerard that he gets the shot on Go-To. So nice work as the consistent killer over there. And here comes a move from Daughtry. Daughtry gets murdered. Yeah, I mean that's a penalty. I mean you can see there Daughtry gets blown up and then gets that line. Still continues to try to put that ball on him. Yeah, you're gonna get a major for that. I mean he got torched. He got at least 5 shots on him. At least 4 or 5. So I'm still waiting to see what's going on here.
Yeah, both teams are kind of trying to figure out what's going on as well. No one's really leaving the pits. It looks like we got one of the Knights players coming out. Is that Whitney?
That is Whitney. So Whitney's like, well, I don't know if we won or not, but I don't care. I'm just gonna go out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the celebration. See, why are we taking so long to figure this out? It's
Whitney's like,
overtime.
wait, what's going on? Did we win?
Yeah,
What's
Whitney's
going
like,
on?
I don't care. I'm going out regardless.
One-on-one.
I'm not
Let's
going to
do
celebrate
this.
until we get the official word. So a big congratulations to the UCF Knights, who will be moving on to play in the final matchup between Liberty and Texas A&M.
Yeah, definitely. And both teams here congratulating each other after a hard fight.
Yeah, I was a little confused because, my definition of sudden death is, if you
done,
lose,
sir.
one and done, that's it. So yeah, the final call is made, and what a close match though, Catfish.
That's two good close matches for UCF. Battling, baby.
I thought we were gonna get a one-on-one, the one-on series.
I wanted
of
the
one-on-ones.
one-on-ones.
I wanted it too.
So
We did get a one-on-one.
Could you imagine seeing
But it only lasted for about 10
Daughtery
seconds.
and Vogel?
That would have been great.
Yeah, God.
All right, well, let's check in with Lauren here in the winners of this semifinal matchup.
Thanks. I'm here with Garrett Lamontagne. Garrett, congratulations on that win. You guys will be moving to finals. You've been in this situation against FAU in the semifinals last year. So in that overtime, the clock was ticking down. What was running through your mind when you knew you had to win that?
Well, I've been thinking about this match all year. Last year we lost to FAU. I've been thinking about it. And I was in the Dorito Tower, just camping on the Dorito side. Their player ran over to D4. He didn't know I was there. I shot him. I looked over and I saw we got a major or a penalty or minor, I don't know, on Snake side. And I knew I had to make a play. I moved up B side and I shot two. So
I think it got down to a one-on-one there at the end. At any point were you like, let me hold this so we can just go to a shootout, or were you just focusing on trying to get that last kill?
when it went down to one-on-one, I knew I was completely confident. I heard the sidelines say S1. I didn't really trust the sidelines with all the counter coaching and everything, but I'm really confident in 1v1. So.
Well, congratulations. You will be moving on to the finals. We'll see who's moving on with them. Back to you, Maddie.
Thanks. So yeah, the hero of the day, Garrett Lamontagne, helping his team punch the ticket and head into the final matchup. So, but do not go anywhere. Next up, we have Liberty taking on the favorite Texas A&M here in our second semifinal matchup in the 2016 National Collegiate Paintball Association Championships. We'll be right back.